Hi, welcome back to another Peppi tutorial. My name is Cherlyn, and today I'm going to show you how to achieve this angled French tip. Alright, so I went ahead and did my other hand already. The colors I used are Resting Beach Face. I used Banana Hammock on this hand, but I'm actually going to use Boombox Baby for my other hand to make it a little bit brighter. I used Girl Yes for the blue, Pink Leg Warmers for the pink. You could use Hibiscus if you don't have pink leg warmers. They're kind of similar. And then I use Girl Strip for the orange. And then the base for all of them, I use Espresso Martini. So I went ahead and poured the colors in the lids already. I personally like it in the lid because it's a lot easier to dip, especially when you're doing angles. And it's a lot easier to put your finger in without it reaching the lid. And sometimes if your jars aren't that full, and then you can't really get a good angle dip. So this is a good trick to do. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get started. Let's see. So I already prepped my nails on my other hand. So we're gonna start with number 1. We'll apply it 3/4 of the way. And then I'll actually already start with the dip, so I'm going to start with Resting Beach Face. And make sure when you do angle dipping, you want to tap it, the powder on a hard surface like your table, and make sure it's straight all the way through. Make sure that your dipping will be straight. So just and you could keep tapping it a few times and then dip it a few times. Okay, so once you achieve a good look for you, if this is good enough for you, then you can go ahead and get your base color. I use Espresso Martini, but you could use clear or any other color if you want. So I'll just pick up some color with my cuticle pusher and just tap it on. And then for the excess, I tap it on my mat or my table. That way, if there's any other color in it, it doesn't get mixed in with your colors. And then I'll just use a small eyeshadow brush. And you want to brush it off slowly in an angle. That way you're not mixing the two colors together. So you just want to do it slow. Alright. So we'll go ahead and do the next nail. Same thing, we'll just go 3/4 of the way. And we'll go use Boombox Baby. Again, pick up Espresso Martini, just sprinkle it on and tap away the excess. This one's a lot brighter than this hand, so I think I'm gonna like this a lot more. Okay. So for this, we're gonna use Girl Yes. So again, just make sure everything's even. And you kind of want to go slow here, just so you can make sure it's applying evenly. And I do it a few times just to make sure it's completely on. Okay, You have to kind of be quick with these though, because sometimes the number one does dry a little bit. Like, be slow and steady, but quick at the same time. Okay, for the pointer, we're gonna use pink leg warmers. Pick up espresso martini again and just sprinkle it on. If you don't want to sprinkle it on top of the jar, you could also do it over the lid if you're worried about the colors mixing. Okay. Alright. And then for the thumb, I use Girls Trip. Let's see. Okay. Alright, so we're done with the first coat. So just take your angled brush and brush it off. So kind of brush off first. I usually brush off the base color first, like in an angle. So I kind of swipe it sideways, and then I'll go to the top and brush off the colored part. That way it doesn't mix the colors. It doesn't usually do it, but sometimes it will. So it just keeps it safe. Okay. And then if you want to just make sure to brush off everything, you can still use your normal duster brush and just continue to brush. Alright, we'll go ahead and start with our second dip. So same thing, this time you're just going to go all the way to your cuticles. So again, so you usually have to tap it down every dip just to make sure it's straight every single time. So just then I like to leave it in for a little bit just to make sure there's no parts on there that doesn't have like color or powder, and that's why I kind of dip it a few times just to make sure. And then with this step, I usually go around my cuticle with a orange stick or a toothpick. This way it doesn't stick to your cuticles, and that the manicure actually lasts a lot longer. Alright. Okay, so we're gonna do Boombox Baby. So with this, you want to try to line it up the same as your first dip. So that's why I'm kind of putting it a little closer to my face so I can really see where I'm dipping it in. This way you have like a solid straight line at the end. And I sprinkle the base color on, like espresso martini, so that way it doesn't push or mess up the other color, and then the other color doesn't get dipped into your base color, so it just avoids mixing of colors. Okay. Oops. Okay, so that's done. We're done with our second coat. Now we're actually just gonna do that again for a third time. If you only do 2 coats, then you can stop here. I usually put, but I always usually do 3. So I'm gonna go ahead and keep going. And then at the end, I'm actually gonna also dip it in clear just to seal it all in. Same thing. Just gonna brush off any excess on my hand. Alright, so now you can be done with this and do your number 2. I prefer to apply another coat of just clear, just to kind of seal everything in. That way when I file, I don't accidentally file any of the color off. So we'll just do a quick thin coat of clear. Okay, and we'll go ahead and apply our number 2. So just apply it all over nails. Make sure you get it on your cuticles or around your cuticles. So we're gonna go ahead and wait the 2 minutes. If you need more information about how to follow the number 2 step, you can watch the other videos that we have, but we're actually gonna go ahead and fast forward through this video to save some time. I'm gonna wait the 2 minutes. I'm actually gonna file my nails already, and then I'll come back here once we're ready for the shine. Alright, we're back. I already went ahead and applied my number 2 for the second time. I filed it down. We waited the 2 minutes. So I'm just gonna wipe off any excess number 2, and we're actually gonna go ahead and apply your number 3 now. So just wipe that off. Alright, and just make sure you have a paper towel handy. And we'll actually do 2 coats of the number 3. For the first coat, you kind of want to go quick strokes with it so that the brush doesn't stick to it, and then make sure you wipe it on the piece of paper towel. So when you wipe it on the paper towel, make sure it's on a different spot on the paper towel every time. This way you're not just picking up whatever you wiped off earlier. And this is important so that your brush and your number 3 doesn't get ruined. Okay. Alright, and then for the second coat of number 3, you can kind of go a little bit slower. You can be a little bit more precise on this one. Just try to avoid the cuticles. Go around the sides. And then you can still wipe it off on the paper towel if you want, but you don't really have to. It's just more of a precautionary thing. Okay. And if you feel like you got it around your cuticles, like around the sides, you can just kind of pull your finger down on the sides a little bit to pull it away from the cuticle. Alrighty, and that is it. Here's the finished look. Alright, and that is it. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Alright, I'll see you all next time. Bye!